Wow, thank you, Ryan. Yes, I was saying that was a weird transition. No, that whole global transition that was supposed to take place did not take place. But thank you for reminding me to check on the microphone. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the final episode of this week. We're gonna be back Sunday, however, but we're not coming back tomorrow. As you guys know, Friday and Saturdays are my day off. But this is the prep episode for tomorrow, and tomorrow is a very interesting day to say the least. I mean, we got triple witching, quad witching. At least it used to be called quad witching. Now it's called triple witching. Overall, though, magic spells are taking place all day tomorrow across the market as some big position rebalancing will be happening throughout the day, as stocks will keep moving, as options are expiring. You might see some crazy options based moves coming into play too. So very interesting day coming into play tomorrow. So our job is to be ready for it. Our job is to look for those couple stocks such as SMCI. The other one that was also announced along with SMCI, I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but we have that research already open for us to take a look at it. So we'll go through that list of stocks that are getting added to the index tomorrow or removed from the index tomorrow, giving you an opportunity to possibly short them throughout the day. Along with that, we have a lot of stocks reported earnings today after hours, such as Adobe, ULTA Beauty. I'm pretty sure you guys can get the idea of ULTA Beauty over there with the thumbnail that we got going on, right? The Rihanna face swap thumbnail. I'm sure a lot of you got a little excited from that thumbnail. Calm down, guys. It's just me. It's not actually Rihanna. It's just me. But that was a little fun. I had fun making that thumbnail. I was laughing the whole time. I was just crying making that thumbnail, and I was just thinking as to how you guys would feel even watching that. But no, that was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Along with the stocks such as ULTA Beauty, we had PD also reporting, and we have JBL tomorrow in the pre-market. Last time JBL reported, it gave a big bonkers of a move to the north side. So not really sure what it might do this time, but our job is to find out, and we will do so tomorrow pre-market, but we'll get ready for it a little bit in the after hours over here. Or should I say, sorry, after the after hours with your boy, TraderPrad. So, put in the watching through the eyes emoji over there. I like that. That's a nice emoji. Here, shorting Nvidia to $750, says CDP. Tomorrow might just be the top for most of these semiconductor stocks. I mean, we'll see. We'll see the top for at least a little bit, not for always. But we'll see how SMCI getting added to the index tomorrow make some of these AMDs and Nvidias of the world shake or bake. So we have those on the watch list without fail. The semiconductor industry, the ever-loving semiconductor industry, always on the watch list. TH asking us, Free Fall Thursday. Yeah, it was a little bit of a moving Friday, to say the least. I mean, we were big red at one point, if I remember correctly. I'm actually checking the charts right now. Yeah, big red off the open, then bounced right back, and then kind of just did nothing for the whole day. And then going into the close, we kind of brought in a little bit more action right into yesterday's low. So that was a little bit of some fun action over there on the market throughout the day. Lots of trading opportunities. But overall, I feel like we were just kind of prepping for tomorrow. We're just kind of prepping for tomorrow. And then tomorrow we see the real fireworks taking place. I thought the market would actually make a move at 8:30 in the morning off those economic data that was coming out. There was a lot of economic data coming out. PPI, I think PPI, Producers Price Index, along with a bunch of other economic data coming out at 8:30. Expected the market to do a little bit of something, but it was not such a nothing burger event. But off the open, it was just like right off the rip, we just sold off big time. That was a pretty good opportunity there. More importantly, it was Microsoft for me. Microsoft off the open, taking out that 420 area, ripping past 422. I mean, where did it go? 428 something. I got out at 423, 424 or so. I got out my trade, but that stock ended up at 428 goddamn dollars, and I was just sitting there like, oh, what the right? So it was pretty crazy overall. Tesla pushed to the downside a little bit too, if I remember correctly. TH saying about Tesla, but he's saying free fall Thursday today. I'm not expecting a market rise on Friday, but still could be anything with the whole witching nonsense. So yes, exactly, I agree with that without a doubt. Dieter saying hope for a free gravity Friday. I like that, free gravity Friday. You basically want free gravity. You're maybe you that kind of make me think you're saying zero gravity, and that means we just kind of float and not really have any traction anywhere. No traction upstairs, no traction downstairs. We're just free floating and kind of going in the direction of whatever force that pushed you into. So hopefully that force is upside for you. I guess that's what you're looking for a free gravity Friday. But if today was an indication, mostly just chop around, burn you on the stops on the longs, burn you on the stops on the shorts, and end flat on the day for both of the markets. That's what I feel like. But we'll see how tomorrow options and everything come into play. Ryan, thank you for the mic call out. CDP, we already read that. Lucas, I YOLO'd a 525 call on Adobe right before close. I'm going to lose almost all that money. That's awesome, dude. At least it was just like a hopefully one call. Hopefully you didn't lose too much on it. How much was that? How much was the call? It was exactly $525 call, or are you telling me that the strike price was $525 call? In which case the price of the call is probably something different. So let me know what the price of the call is. But yeah, you're an absolute moron for YOLOing into Adobe like that. Always wait for earnings report. That's why I always keep saying wait for the report. There's way better setups that always show up after the report, after the report, after the report. Okay, always. But you might just get a little bit of a chance to get out of that for a less of a loss. I mean, I don't know who the hell is going to be buying that, but you might just be able to get out of that for a little bit of a less of a loss. But I don't know. I can't see anyone buying that. I'm gambling on their earnings. Yeah, there's no point in doing that, bro. You want to gamble? Go to the casino. Treat the market what it should be treated like, and it will treat you back with that same respect, right? Don't treat it like it's gambling. You remember last time what happened to you when you did that, you dummy? All right, enough beating down Lucas. Let's get back to what we have in store for tomorrow, and it's actually going to sadly start with everything that we have for Adobe, starting with Adobe, Ulta Beauty, and PD. So obviously you're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Let's celebrate the 20th super chat on the live stream. And honestly, they were all probably Ani. No, I think a couple of them were different, but we got Ani coming in with about the 18th super chat today. Ani, thank you so much with the $2 super chat. Sup, TraderPrad, is it a boy or a girl? I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out later on when the baby comes out. I like to keep it a surprise. But yeah, Ulta Beauty, very, very important stock over here. Usually goes to the upside of the earnings report. I don't see this company ever failing. Makes sense. Women spend like so much money on these beauty products. It is absolutely insane to me how much these products cost and how much they're just willing to dish out. So the fact that they actually went down today was a little bit of a surprise. So we'll talk about Ulta Beauty without doubt. And the rest of the earnings report, let me just quickly show you the rest of the earnings report. A lot of the stocks that already reported, semiconductor stocks. We got the SOUN, which is going a little crazy right now. So SOUN on the watch list. I also have a video to watch today. It's more in regards to, I think, SOUN and AMP, a stock I traded today. It's a small cap stock trade idea. So I'm going to watch that with you guys and we're going to learn about it together. But APM or AMP, whatever stock it was that I traded, not really on my watch list for tomorrow. Our watch list mainly consists of stocks that are either earnings trades or really in play names such as the cryptos and the semiconductor stocks. But along with that, I feel like I might need to add what do I have this open? Oh yeah, that's right, I have that for that reason. Where is, all right, I can just go here. Let me just quickly go to my Discord channel and find alerts. There we go. Open in browser. So here's the list that was last posted by our good friend Market News. I think stock MKTNEWZ on Twitter. That's his handle. Go check him out. Give him a follow. I actually did these coloring myself. So anything that you see in yellow highlight, they are stocks that are getting migrated from one ETF to another ETF. So you'll see that it's getting deleted right here. For example, Super Microcomputer is getting deleted from the mid-cap 400 and is actually getting added to the S&P 500. So throughout the day, you might see some sort of an action coming into this stock as people are gearing up for this action. And you also have pure additions to the indexes. Stocks that have never been added to any indexes before will be getting added to the index. So some sort of an action over here to keep an eye out for. So the green ones I like a little bit more than the yellow ones. I'm just gonna give you, my guys, a little bit of a play over there. You know, you can, if you're just watching these stocks throughout the day off the open going into midday where the stocks are trading by VWAP, if these stocks, let's say if they're an addition and it's actually going up throughout the day for INTU, for example, then it pulls back, pulls to VWAP, and it holds VWAP again and is climbing to the north side again. That hold of VWAP right there confirms that there is a clear buyer throughout the day over here, and we are just going to keep running that buy program on the stock. Someone needs to buy shares. They need to add the small cap stock to the small cap ETF, S&P 100. It's not probably even small cap, but they need to add it to the, maybe it is small cap. No, 600 is small cap, 400 is mid cap, whatever the 100 is. They're going to need to add enough shares, and they might buy it throughout the day. So that's what we want to look out for. See how if any of these stocks that says adds or deletes, if they actually have a clean trend throughout the day for us to join into with a cheap shot, with the cheap tight stop. Get in, have some fun, and that's why this list, I'm not really putting the whole list in my watch list. That'd be way too much of work over there, but I'll just keep a track on these stocks as they move around, and we'll talk about them, I guess, on Monday. We'll talk about those stocks on Monday if I end up having some good trades on them. But for today, we are going to start with our earnings watch list, which is Adobe, ADBE, reporting today after hours with the ATR, a beautiful ATR of $15. Beauty, beauty, beauty. But sadly, Adobe flushing big time over here. Flushing big time on that ER. My goodness. Yeah, you're losing that money, bro. Ew. Football isn't on right now. Football isn't on, but is golf soon, right? Golf's coming on. Golf's coming on. Dieter, make it a bear. You know my kid's gonna be a bear, right? I don't even need to tell you that, Dieter. If anything's gonna happen, my kid's gonna be a bear. I mean, you see these red walls. I'm a perma bear, right? I love red candles. I love red color. Perma bear, dude. Is this true, Lucas? What is true? My $10 super chats this week is worth 5 of Anis. This guy's counting super chats, bets. This guy's having a super chat war. Lucas over here being fucking petty, dude. Chill out, Lucas. He's just mad I don't play Tarkov with him anymore, and I'm too busy playing Pal World at night. Is that why, Lucas? Are you upset? You want to play Tarkov tonight, buddy? Are you upset? Isn't Mark Cuban's wife involved in ULTA? Might have been. I'm not sure. It's a super chat competition. I mean, hey, I'm ready for a super chat competition. Give me that money, baby. Give me that paper. Super chat competition. You guys are hilarious. You guys are just wasting your money at that point, guys. Come on. But the people who are wasting their money right now is actually Lucas by taking those stupid ass gambling bets on Adobe by going long on the earnings report before they actually report. And here they go, big time to the downside. Let's disseminate the report, guys. Let's go find out why they flushed that way with what looks to be an okay report. A decent enough of a beat on EPS, a decent enough of a beat on revenue, but not going to the upside. So what's going on with the ER over here? We're going to bring in our trusty friends Benzinga. Check out the link in the description below to use this awesome software. Adobe reported quarter financial results Thursday after the market. Here's a look at the key metrics from the quarter. Earnings. Adobe's first quarter revenue increased 11% year over year. That's pretty good. To 5.18 billion, which beat the consensus estimate of 5.14 billion. We already saw that number according to Benzinga Pro. The company reported quarterly earnings of 4.48 per share, which beat analyst estimates of 4.38 per share. Also very good. Adobe has now beaten analyst estimates on both top and bottom line in 5 straight quarters according to Benzinga Pro data. Remaining performance obligations were 17.58 billion at the end of the quarter. Cash flows from the operations totaled at 1.17 billion in the fourth quarter, sorry. Okay, only 1.17 in the fourth quarter, but overall you guys came in, okay, that's cash flow, sorry, never mind, I got confused. Adobe said it repurchased approximately 3.1 million shares during the quarter. The company board also authorized a new 25 billion stock repurchase program. Why the hell did we flush? Adobe drove record Q1 revenue, demonstrating strong momentum across Creative Cloud, Document Cloud, and Experience Cloud, said Shantanu Narayan. Okay, this guy's Indian too. Let's go. Chair and CEO of Adobe. We've done an incredible job harnessing the power of generative AI to deliver groundbreaking innovations across our product portfolio. I mean, I actually use their software every single day to make these thumbnails and all that fun stuff, and I can tell you their AI is on point. That Firefly deal that they bought, I think it was Firefly, the Firefly deal that they went through and they ended up purchasing, absolute amazing purchase over there. Without that, they would have struggled. Dieter actually uses Adobe quite a bit, and I think he can vouch for it, their software and their AI capabilities. So, I mean, Ani probably can do that too. She's actually very much into AI. You guys should go check out her Twitter also. Adobe sees second quarter revenue in the range of 5.25 to 5.3 versus 5.31 billion. That's not that big of a miss on revenue. Anticipates second quarter adjusted earnings of 4.35 to 4.4 versus 4.38. That's also not that bad. Full year guidance was not provided. So why did we flush the way we did? I mean, that is way too much of a selling for a report that good, in my opinion. Maybe it's not that good, right? Last time we said a report was amazing, a report was that good. We don't see the stock coming back down, mate, right? The stock's gonna take off and just rip off. It's never gonna come back to this. I said all this craziness. That stock went through that 338 that very same day. I was eating my socks. I was like, oh my God. I was being so bullish about this stock on the show. It's never going to go down. And it came right back through it. So, I mean, this report looked pretty damn good to me. And so does Adobe. So maybe I just don't know how to read reports at this point. But if you guys read the same report that I did, or if you guys heard what I was reading out loud to you, all of that seemed pretty damn bullish to me. So I'm not sure why we flushed the way we did over here, sadly, on ADBE. Me being a user of their products, not really being an investor, I'm really confused even more because I know their product is amazing. So let me just quickly throw some levels over here. You guys just got a little taste of the ugly hair I got going on. I need to go to a barber. Just don't get enough time, man. Don't get enough time to go anywhere. But I need to go get a haircut tomorrow. Here, I mean, that we're kind of already there. Don't really want to put that. I mean, that's basically today's low. So we got today's low mapped up from this high. Don't really need to put that either. We have this little area mapped out. Are we down there? No, we're not. There's no way we're down here. Please don't tell me we're down here. I think we bounced off of 500, right? We might have bounced off of 500, but this is a lot of gap for the stock to catch up on a what was a good report. So let's see what happens. I haven't played in over a week now. Been busy researching the stock market. The Adobe was a bet, but I still got good plays keeping me positive this week. Let's go, brother. That's what I like to hear. Adobe was lower future projections, and that's why it's flushing, even though they had decent earnings. I mean, we just read it out loud. I'm going to bring that screen back in. Adobe sees second quarter revenue coming in at 5.25 to 5.3 versus estimates of 5.31. I mean, that's not that big of a miss. That's not that big of a miss. And EPS is also not that big of a miss. So I don't really think this move is warranted. I think that sell-off is a way too much of a sell-off. I think we're gonna have a big corrective move coming in tomorrow. You're watching this 500 area without doubt. I cannot see the stock going below 500 after that report. Are you telling me that that report warranted how much of a percent drop is this? 11%, 10% drop? That's crazy to even think that that's okay. I just don't think that's normal. I think this was a little bit of an overreaction. Whoever sold in this area is going to be proven wrong tomorrow when the stock starts climbing back up. Whoever took a new short position in this area and has a stop somewhere here, once these stops get burnt out, they're going to be proven wrong, and that's where I want to be entering long. So I want to be looking to see when the shorts pressure this 500 area, if they are able to crack 500 and actually bring in more new sellers. Keep in mind, since the stock is down 10%, it's going to be SSR, short sale restriction. It's not going to be easier to get short by just taking out the liquidity on the bid. The stock is also a $500 price, with only 5 million on today's volume, but on average 3.5 million shares. So it's probably going to be a little bit spready, maybe a good $2 spread right off the open. You're going to have a lot of craziness. Be careful for that. And if they can't really punch into the bid to get new shorts on the move below 500, then they can't really bring in that extra pressure for that move below 500 because of the market mechanics. So I'm looking for that all to kick in, for 500 to hold in. Some of the weaker shorts who do get filled in at the ask or below the ask on the midpoint, their stops are going to be very clearly on the swing high, and I am going to be looking to get ready to punch that long through that swing high. I am very interested in this 500 area, especially with how that report played out. And I will tell you what, I don't think we actually even get a chance to trade the 500. This is what I am looking at to projecting the one of my permutations, right? Let's actually project a couple of the permutations over here. This is one of my permutation. I'm going to see the stock actually going this way and climbing back up all throughout the day and going back to 550, right? This is one of my ideas. This is the other idea, going this way and then finally breaking out, but then hanging out in this area. The other one would be kind of doing this and kind of breaking out that way. And the other one would be kind of going like this and then bouncing up there. So this 500 area is very important, but in my opinion, I don't think I even get to play a trade off of it. It might be very early in pre-market. You might not even get a chance to play off of 500 tomorrow in the intraday. And if you do get a chance to play off of 500, count it as a goddamn gift and get the hell long, in my opinion, with your stop under this low of 498.70. I mean, that is such an easy swing low, because anyone who is long from that 498.70, their stops are probably right below that area. Where is it? Right here. Right below this, and this stop blowing out really creates more downside. If the stock is able to get under 480, that actually creates real downside, because anyone who went long here or started a new position here on this earnings report, if you started a new position in that earnings report, your stops are somewhere over here at 460, let's say, on a swing scale, on an investment scale, whatever scale it is. Those stops never got tested. If these guys, if they are like, some of the better traders in the world, they will be pyramiding into their position, which is they will be adding here, they will be adding here after the confirmation of the stock actually holding both these areas. So they'll be looking to get in on this over here, get in over here somewhere, get in over here somewhere after they clearly see the bottom coming in, and they trail their stops. So first stop was here. The second stop will be somewhere over here. That's why I say if we can get under 498.70, 499, 498 area, that opens up some stops, but not the big players, because some of the big players might still be chilling over here. And breaking this area will really open up some big room to the downside over here for us to play with on the short side. But once again, the report was not that bearish, guys. Report was not that bad. So I'm going to look for that 500 as a hawk. 500 as a support. We're gonna put in a little bit under 500, which we noticed, which was 498, 70-ish area. Also, just to keep in mind with that level, we already have it mapped out, but just to kind of keep that one in mind. The earnings anchored VWAP is currently at $419. But before that, you can see how we got a little bit of a seller here into 515. So I'm gonna watch 515 right now. This 515 might just end up being support tomorrow in pre-market. So watch out how this 515 area plays. There might even be an inflection level, and then above 515 we do have the earnings anchor VWAP. I'm not really going to be looking at that one. I'm more interested in that into that 528 price point, which comes onto that daily chart from right here, that low before we sadly cracked it all. Crack. Did I say the stock could go to 550 tomorrow? I'm gonna stick to it. Yeah, I think this one goes to 550 tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. Adobe was overpriced and doesn't cook its books like Netflix does. That's the only way it was go down. I mean, sheesh. TH kind of maybe telling you what really it is, eh? Netflix cooking their books apparently. Damn. Have you read that article, TH, about Amazon, about how Amazon possibly is cooking their books over there? That's an interesting read. One of my friends, he actually trades with the same prop firm I do, but he has his own office. He pointed me to the article, and that article was very interesting, man. Very interesting. I just got distracted with this. My ADD kicked in. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, the article was pretty interesting as to why Amazon might be cooking its books, because they are, they might be hiding some of their money from their weaker businesses and stuffing their books with their better businesses, and you don't really see the division in their books. You just kind of see everything at once or something like that. So I don't know. They were cooking over there. Who let him cook? Right? So they were cooking that article, and I found it interesting. Netflix is up today. Really? Let's go take a look at Netflix. No, it's not. I mean, 0.5%, I guess, whatever. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Lucas, hopefully it recovers and I can get out of my position without so much blood. I think you will be able to get out of it for a little bit of a less loss. But with the time decay, with how the earnings played out and all that craziness, I don't think you have much luck. Like, you're gonna lose quite a bit. You know what? Actually, let's bring in this page. Just log it in over here real quick. And go back here. Options profit calculator. You went a long call. Symbol. I might have to turn this off for you guys, so I'll do that. Get price. Is that the right price, or is that the closing price? 570? 507. That's the right price. Okay, good. Buy, select option. What was your call, buddy? What was your call? Did you put it in? The call was 525 for a strike of 640. It was $525 for a strike of 640. I'm guessing it was for the end of this week, or was it to the end of next week? What was it till? March 22nd, 640. You spent how much, you said? $525. So you basically punched the goddamn ask, bro. You just punched the fucking ask, my guy. What the hell? Okay. I'm sorry for laughing, bro. I'm sorry for laughing. This is why I don't play with options, man. This is why I don't play with options. This is why I don't play with, you know, earnings YOLOs. That just makes me laugh looking at these things all the time. It's just craziness, crazy, crazy. Out instantly 95%. That's so fucked. Just for you to get your money back tomorrow, or at least a little bit, the stock would have to go to $575. Wait, that's tonight. That doesn't even matter anymore. Tomorrow we're at the 15th of March. Yeah. So the stock would have to go to $580 just for you to get some money, my friend. At least I get 5%. Yeah, at least you get 5%. Yeah, you get to keep 5%. You don't lose it all. You can YOLO those 25 bucks on SoundHound AI. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, let's just bring that back real quick. Do I have to do it all over? Okay, yeah, screw that. Never mind. Let's go to here instead and see what Adobe's expected move for the next week is. And if that one kind of is in the ideal realm of where we are. Come on, show me the charts. They're expecting $623 or 517. Well, this is the earnings expected move, and that kind of already played out. We did move to 517. We actually got under 517, sadly. So not sure what's going on over there. And that's the 3-week move. 3-week expected move all the way out is 11.8% overall. I mean, I honestly think we're going to go up. I honestly think we're going to go up over here. We'll see what happens. My money is on Adobe to the upside. Let's actually make that a poll if I know how to even do that. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Does ADB go up or down tomorrow? Up, down, left, right, start poll. Okay, in the meantime, let's get to the next earnings report. Ulta Beauty, ULTA. Absolute craziness of a stock. I mean, we talked about how their products are just insanely priced, but still always sold out. Apparently, at least that's how it works. I don't really know too much about it, but apparently that's how it works. But Ulta Beauty, monster move today on the report. But sadly to the downside, the report looked good to me too when I was reading the report on the bus back home. Slightly skimming through the report, everything did look good. They actually started making a rally to the upside, and then comes in the flush, sadly, with the rest of the other stocks that are reporting. PagerDuty, which is the other one we're going to talk about next, also sadly flushed in the same way. Ulta Beauty reported fourth quarter financial results. Oh, let me bring in the screen. Reported fourth quarter financial results Thursday after the bell. Here's a quick rundown of the report. Q4 earnings. Ulta Beauty reported. Aw, what's going on with my niece? She got hurt. Hopefully she's fine. Ulta Beauty said fourth quarter revenue increased 10.2% year over year to $3.5 billion, which beat the consensus estimates of $3.53 billion. Okay, that's pretty good. The specialty beauty retailer reported quarterly earnings of 8.08 per share, which beat analyst estimates of 7.53 per share. That's actually also pretty good. Ulta has now beat analyst estimates on top and bottom line for 13 consecutive quarters. Also insane over there. Comparable sales were up 2.5%. Not really as good, but you got to keep in mind they have an insane amount of product line. They probably throw out so many products too, and the fact that they're still making money is insane, right? So it's pretty wild over there. Driven by 4.5% increase in transactions and a 1.9% decrease in average ticket sales. Ooh, that might not be a good part. Operating income increased 15.5% to $517 million year over year. Ulta noted that its fiscal fourth quarter 2023 contained an extra week than the What? Okay. Ulta said it added 13 new stores in the quarter, bringing total locations up to 1,385. Merchandise inventories were up 8.6% at the end of the quarter to 1.7 billion. The company said it ended the quarter at 766 million in free cash flow. ULTA said also noted that it's repurchased 159 million dollars worth of stock in the fourth quarter. The company board has also approved for a new share repurchase of $2 billion. Everything just looks good over here, man. What the hell? Will replace the prior authorization for 2022. Okay, we closed strong on 2023. Better than expected. Fourth quarter, our company holiday plans and throughout curated assortment resonated with our guests and delivered healthy traffic. Okay, record brand awareness and strong member growth. I mean, obviously, when you hire me as the face of Ulta Beauty, you're gonna get amazing brand recognition. So you're welcome for that. We enter 2024 with well positioned to drive strong top and bottom line growth, bottom foundational capital. Okay, whatever. I just want to look at this number, bro. Come on. Oh no. Ulta Beauty expects fiscal 2024 revenue to be 11.7 billion to 11.8 billion versus estimates of 11. Okay, 26.2 to 27 versus estimates of 12. What's going on over here? Like, what is actually going on over here on the markets? What? How are these stocks reporting good and dying all of a sudden? Ulta Beauty, near all-time high. Actually broke that all-time high day before earnings. I think we were talking about that yesterday. Very, oh, I don't mean to do that. Very shocked that, we're going to completely negate that and move all the way back to the downside. Share repurchase, it's actually a very good thing. It shows you that the company believes in themselves. They are going to invest in themselves more instead of doing what other companies do, which is share offerings, right? So overall, good news, and their reports are good. They're growing. Everything looks good. Their guidance looks better. Their guidance actually is better than what Adobe did, which actually missed on their guidance slightly. So it makes sense that Adobe had softer earnings report, softer guidance, whereas Ulta Beauty had a banger guidance. But big move over here, sadly. I guess that's what you get when you hire me as your new ambassador, sadly. It's a joke. They didn't hire me as an ambassador. We just used Rihanna's face over there, who was at the Ulta Beauty store with their second child. Congratulations to Rihanna. But overall, man, big downside move without any sense behind it. I want to say without any sense, almost like it doesn't make any logical sense for this move down. So I will be looking for some longs on Ulta Beauty. Keep in mind the stock average average volume is only like about 500,000 shares for a $500 stock. It's going to be very spready. So be careful for that one. Be very careful. Next stock, PagerDuty. Please tell me that you did not report good and that's why you flushed the downside. Nope, that's not the case. You reported good. You beat 12% on EPS. You barely beat on revenue, but you still managed to flush down. Is this like the opposite day? Did the market flush down or something going into the after hours over here? Like, what really took place? What really happened overall? Market just completely hurting these stocks, I guess. We got, I put an Apple over here instead of putting in PagerDuty. We wanted PagerDuty. As the earnings report came out for PagerDuty, sadly flushed it. So let's go check out the earnings report. That's not the full earnings report. Sometimes they don't give you more about these stocks when the stocks don't really have that big of a market cap. So I guess this one belongs in that case. Reported quarterly earnings of 17 cents per share and beat the analyst consistent estimates by 15 cents by almost 13.33%. The company reported quarterly sales of 111 million, which beat the analyst consistent estimates of 110 million by 0.63%. This is a 10.04% increase over sales from same period last year. It's a growing company moving to the downside. Same thing like all the other stocks did today on earnings report. This one, however, has been stuck in a little bit of a range over here into, I guess, making a little bit of a real big wedge almost on the daily chart. Kind of making a little bit of a wedge, honestly. So a little bit of a wedge over there on the daily chart. We'll see if it can kind of come into play off this report. I mean, it did come into play. We did flush to the downside. Did we hit that line? Oh. Oh, that one made me nut a little bit. Prastradamus, baby, hitting you with the... But there you guys have the idea. Overall, I don't think I really want to do too much with this stock tomorrow, unless there's big volume in pre-market. For his $23 stock, average volume is 1 million. I do remember trading PagerDuty before. We also have a nice little setup on the daily chart too. We have this anchor VWAP and we have this anchor VWAP. This anchor VWAP is from when the big spike started coming in. This anchor VWAP is from the earnings report. And then you have a beautiful anchor VWAP pinch setup. This is exactly from that book that I always keep talking about. Eventually, one of the side gives up. You see how it goes trading between the range, and then one of the side gives up. That gives you the entry. So your entry is right around here with the stop right around here. And that gives you a nice little move to the downside. Looks like the earnings report already triggered that move. Now the question is, what happens off of this trend line? Do we see more buying coming into that trend line, or do we see a bigger move down below that trend line into all-time lows and so on? But PagerDuty, maybe not as important of a stock tomorrow, most likely, but also I do have memories of trading this stock and giving us some good setups. So gonna leave it on the watch list. It's not gonna put any notes on it for now, unless it brings in some actual reason to trade the stock in pre-market. That means volume, some relative volume. All right. Theory is interest rates aren't going down, so liquidity is leaving the market. Yeah, sadly, it is looking like that, my friend. It is looking like that. Interest rates, I don't know about the whole interest rate stuff. I mean, I'm just going to wait next week. Next week, March 20th, you got Papa Powell going on the microphone, FOMC coming up. But until then, I'm just not going to speculate on it. We'll see what he says. But for liquidity leaving, it looks very much like it is. Like, market has slowed down so much. But I mean, we're at all-time highs. Expecting people to punch long into all-time highs is a little crazy. So I can understand that. Nvidia has kind of is kind of dictating the market a little bit over here. So I guess a lot of people are just kind of watching what that stock is doing, and until that stock stops doing all that craziness that it's on, you might start seeing some of the other stocks moving around a little bit, and some of the reallocation of funds and so on coming away from SMCI, coming away from Nvidia. A lot of people probably have a good amount of their money locked up in SMCI right now for this add into S&P 500. I'm sure SMCI is actually at a probably new high at the moment. Let's go check it out. We're still hanging out in this area. That's ever since they announced the ad overall, but you can see how just buyers keep on coming up. I'm pretty sure a good amount of money for some traders is locked up into this trade at the moment, and once this ad is done, you might see some other moves coming into play. Maybe not just yet, because they are going to look to short the stock right back to the downside too. They are 100% going to be looking to short the stock right back down, and then we might see some reallocation of some of the money coming in back into other stocks. We've been watching oil stocks recently. I think someone mentioned XLE made a little bit of a bump recently. Gold at all-time highs. Uranium got hit a bit. So we might see Apple got bobbed back up pretty well after hitting that 20% downside. Did I not say that anytime stocks like Apple, stocks like Microsoft go down 20%, they give you amazing long opportunities? Come on, Prad, stop doing that. Amazing long opportunity. So from all-time high, drop 10%, 15%. It gave you a beautiful long opportunity for a 3% opportunity over there. Over here too, look at that. Drop 15%. You got a long right back to the upside, almost 15%. Let's go from the previous all-time over here. Drop 20%. You got a almost 20% up, move right back. So anytime you get big companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Google, however, kind of did it to themselves with the whole Gemini thing, but the idea still stands the same. Any of these Magnificent Seven go down 20-30% at any point, you might want to think about buying some and holding on to them, because that very rarely happens from their all-time highs to the downside of 20%. Whenever they do, they start rallying a little bit. Google over here also rallying with the whole TikTok ban. TikTok might get completely banned from the market, the US market at the very least, and ByteDance ByteDance. ByteDance does not want to sell their company, their software, their clientele, their data is the word I'm looking for. Their data to the American markets, I guess. They want to hold on to their data, and they're not going to try and sell, which is pretty crazy because last time they actually were willing to sell. If I remember correctly, they were willing to sell to keep the market open, or keep TikTok open in the American side. But now here comes this whole, we don't want to sell now, and it is going to get removed from the markets and all that other craziness. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on TikTok, and TikTok obviously getting banned is a good thing for Google, is a good thing for not Microsoft, sorry, for Meta, and a good thing for Snapchat, and that's why you're kind of seeing these stocks push up to the north side. You guys want to answer this? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, I'm Emma calling from Costco Mobile Network. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
That's perfect. I'm also fine. Thanks for asking. Actually, the reason of my call, we run a promotion in which we apply 40% discount in your same network. So can you confirm me how much you're paying monthly bill for your mobile phone or your SIM plan?
I actually get paid to use my mobile bill.
Yeah?
Yeah, they pay me to use it.
300.
Yeah, they pay me 300.
Okay, 300. So you're paying for only your mobile phone?
No, I don't pay. They pay me.
You're not paying?
No, they pay me to use their service.
Okay. So, can you confirm me which network you're using right now? Like Bell, Rogers, Starless?
Yeah, it's Prad. Prad.
PRIDE.
Yeah, the Prad service. Have you ever tried it before?
Okay. So, how much gigabyte you are using in your SIM card?
Negative 300.
300.
Yeah. You want to go on a date with me?
Yes, I have. So, can you confirm me which mobile phone you're using right now?
Wait. What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
But why are you asking about my Instagram?
Because I want to know you.
But why?
Why not? If you want to know my phone bill, I have to at least know what you look like.
It's my job. So that's why I'm asking you, because I'm...
Well, it's my job too to know what you look like. What's your Instagram? That's the least you can do. If you want to ask me all these personal information, at the very least, you can show me what you look like.
So first of all, can you confirm me?
Okay, if you give me your Instagram, I will tell you how much I pay.
Alright.
Yeah.
How can I believe you?
You just have to trust me.
But how?
Well, that's your problem now, right?
No.
What do you mean no? What? How does that make any sense?
Yeah, sorry?
Okay, what is your Instagram?
But why you want my Instagram?
Okay, you want to give me your Snapchat?
No.
Then you're not getting my phone bill.
Okay. So first of all, you give me your Instagram, then I follow you.
No. You give me your Instagram and I'll follow you. Come on, I'm waiting.
Yes.
What is it?
Okay, let me check.
What are you gonna check? You don't know your Instagram?
No, I have no.
Okay, where are you from? Chat, I'm rizzing it up, chat.
I'm from out of the world.
Where's that?
Okay. You can search on Instagram, my ID. My ID is
Okay, what is it? Oh, that's hilarious. All right. That's hilarious. She hung up on me, chat. She don't want to give me her Instagram. Damn, I thought I was rizzing her up there, man. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Thought I was rizzing her up and all that fun stuff. But nope, nope, nothing there. Send me Bob and my Yo, your jokes. She's gonna move to Canada for you. Yeah, well, I don't know. I couldn't hear her properly. She had an accent too. I mean, I'm Indian. I should be able to understand that, but that accent through that phone was a little hard to understand. I mean, she was close. She was close to. You guys saw that. She was this close to giving me her IG, guys. I was this close to slide in the DMs, but she kind of felt shy, and then she had to walk away. I was so close. I was this close. Almost had that. Almost rizzed her up live on stream. That would have been a nice clip right there. But maybe next time. Maybe the next scam caller we get lucky, all right? Let's come back to the market. We talked about 3 earning stocks so far, but we still got more earning stocks such as Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Now, look at Dollar General. They actually came out with a good earnings report, or so we thought. Psych. They pulled the rug on everybody once the market opened on Dollar General, flushed it all the way under yesterday's low, which was actually only there because of Dollar Tree's earnings report, which actually came out a little bit bad. Dollar Tree sympathy traded Dollar General to the downside. Dollar General came out with a good earnings report. They went back to the higher side and actually made a new 52-week high, right? They made a new... Wait, hold on. Not a new 52-week high, but they actually made a nice little breakout of the range that they were stuck into the previous ranges, but got absolutely slapped in that range and pushed right below the low that they sympathy traded under. So none of this made sense to me. I was under shock as watching this trade, and all I could do at that point is go look at Dollar Tree for more shorts, because that's what I told you, right? Look at Dollar Tree for that sympathy trade off of Dollar General. Dollar Tree actually didn't even manage to go above that 128 area. Beautiful rejection off that 128 area and flush to the downside. So it looks like Dollar General is going to help Dollar Tree continue flushing a little bit more. This just opened up a lot more weakness, in my opinion, on this stock. So we got some real room down over here under 124 on Dollar Tree. So watching that play, Dollar General is clearly a little bit of ugliness right now. I mean, the report was good from at least what I read. And this whole move has me confused, so I'm going to keep watching it. I will tell you this, that when the stock announced the CEO change, they started having an insane traction, and then they had a good earnings report. They started having another traction, but actually on that good earnings report, they flushed down very much so like how they flushed down over here. So I'm thinking, maybe history repeat itself, and it kind of starts finding some traction in this area, and then we start riding back up. But if the stock has that move down there, then Dollar Tree should have a little bit more room to the downside for us to get short through that 124, right back into maybe 115s or so. So I'll be watching both of those stocks without a fail. Maybe you guys could do that too if to find some trades. I see a green dot right there. Get that garbage out of my chart. Pat, I mean, we read the report. The report looked good. The stock actually reclaimed some of those levels in pre-market. We were above yesterday's high in pre-market, and it looked like it was going to hold that area right off the open. It flushes to the downside, flushes into yesterday's high and holds yesterday's high a little bit and then runs back up. I try to get long through that 25 area, but I noticed the stock struggling after going through 25 into 25.30, 25.40. It just struggles. The tape goes violently into 25.30, and then it stalls, struggles, comes back to 25, goes violently into 25.30, stalls, and then comes back to 25. So I said, okay, we got a problem here. Let me punch out of this trade. I can wait. And I waited, and it actually flushed to the downside big time. So I made the right call walking away from this position. Looks like Pat's earnings report is absolutely not appreciated by the overall market, and they took it right back into the low of this range. Now the real short opens up right under this $21, so I'll be watching what happens going into that price point for Pat. Oracle. Roracle, well, I guess Roracle is not a thing anymore, but Oracle, actually, I think it might be still called Roracle if I remember correctly. I don't remember anymore. Anyways, Oracle over here is a beautiful hold of the earnings day low into that 124.50, 120, yeah, 124.50 area, holding pretty well into that zone. So if we can continue to find support into that area for Oracle, I think we got some monster long opportunities right back into this range high, and then maybe eventually through the all-time highs and even higher than that area. So keep watching how this 124.50 to 124 plays out on Oracle. The next stock is JBL. This one was a monster trade on this earnings report. I was in shock watching that day. That day looked just like a rocket ship. It was just like bing 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 bing. And this was not the VWAP. That's the 9 EMA. The VWAP was like this. The whole day, the stock was nowhere close to VWAP and just launched to the high side. It was mind blasting. It blasted my mind. For anyone who got that reference, shout out to my boy Russell Peters. He's not really my boy, but I would love to know him. He is friends with one of my friends that I met through this trading career lifestyle. So I would maybe eventually get a chance to meet him. You know what? Not maybe. I know I will get a chance to meet him, and I will have some good conversations with him. But JBL blasted my mind. That move to the upside, my goodness. Overall, looking to see if we can get a replication of that move and some more fun off this earnings report coming out in pre-market tomorrow. No other companies that I really care about that are reporting in the after hour or in the pre-market tomorrow. You got Embraer, I guess some sort of a plane making company. That looks like a fighter jet over there. I could be wrong. I don't know what this company does. ERJ. Soho House. Isn't that like a restaurant? Could be wrong on that one too. Town Square. Well, there is a Soho House in Canada that's like a restaurant if I remember correctly. Town Square, no clue what that is. Telos, probably some sort of I have no clue, but I'm gonna guess it's a biotech company. Overall, don't care about any of these companies tomorrow reporting. I only care about Adobe, Ulta Beauty, and PagerDuty. However, PagerDuty looking a little dead for tomorrow. So we got backup stocks, and backup stocks are JBL, Oracle, Path, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, all the stocks that basically reported today or sometime this week. We also have that wonderful evergreen, maybe not so evergreen, but right now evergreen is the Bitcoin market, still above 70K, bouncing right off that VWAP that we put in after that big sell-off day. If you guys remember that big sell-off day where Bitcoin flushed, I actually put in an anchor VWAP off that sell. Was it here? No, I think that was off the low after the sell. That's right. On the low after the sell, so on the buying level, I put on the anchor VWAP, and you can see how we perfectly bounced off that level multiple times. So clearly that buyer is very, very active. Solana is pumping. Let's go take a look at this garbage. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I mean, I'm only calling it garbage because I'm salty that I got out for a loss when it's well above my average price. So fuck me, right? Fuck you, Solana. Anyways, going back to BTC USD, I mean, the whole market is wonderful at this moment. It's bouncing wonderfully, going back through 70K and holding above 70K. So that's going to put stocks like iBit, stocks like Mara, Riot, Coinbase, all on the watch list. For me, I'm more interested on stocks like iBit, BITO, and GBTC. So those are the ones that I'm more interested about. Last but not least, we do have stocks like AMD, which is actually going right back into the earnings anchor VWAP. So that's a pretty good level to keep an eye out for. See how the stock behaves on that earnings anchor VWAP. Very often, these stocks actually pull back to these levels and give you a trade off of these levels. NVIDIA did that recently, so we're watching how AMD does over here. It's also that same high where AMD was kind of previously struggling as the all-time high, which was 184.50. No, 185 actually. So putting 185 area to 184.50 maybe on the watch tomorrow. And if we can actually hold this area on AMD, we got a monster long opportunity back through 190, back through 200, and so on. So watching how AMD behaves now in this new pocket for us to see if there is any action to be made on AMD. Micron, not really a trade anymore in my opinion. I guess if you want to trade semiconductor stocks, you can just trade the ones that are doing the most volume, such as AMD, Nvidia, and so on. So not really looking to even push any keys on Micron or even Marvell, because the trade on Marvell for me is kind of over at the moment. It did flush all the way back into what I was expecting it to do. So now not really looking for much more move over here. I think Marvell could kind of just be stuck here where it was previously stuck into, at which point there could be some longs, but the short's no longer there for me. The short's no longer there until we actually get under that 63.50 area. It's not really opening up more downside for me. So watching more AMD and Nvidia than MRVL and Micron and TSM and so on. But I know people like to watch these trades, so I'm just kind of putting them on the chart for you here real quick. Micron kind of looking like it's still holding the all-time high area pretty damn well, so shout out to that. But not really too interested to trade TSM at the moment, especially with the whole China craze that's going on too, with TikTok ban and China this and China that. So I'm not really too much of an interest to get wiped out on my trade with a nonsensical news that comes out of nowhere. You could call it being scared of news or whatever. I don't care about being involved in those type of trades. I'd much rather just make money on something that won't randomly come out of anywhere left field and wipe me out. Google, beautiful move back up off that whole TikTok catalyst. Maybe we see some sort of a sell, however, coming in on that little trend line right there. I guess we did break that trend line. So we'll see what happens on Google over here as we are marching back to the upside. Meta probably catching a beautiful traction off that news. No, Meta didn't really catch too much traction off that news over there. So pretty surprising that nothing really happening over here. Overall, that's pretty much the watch list for tomorrow. As for tomorrow, what could really happen for the overall market? I mean, maybe we could get some fun moves off of these 830 numbers, but we're not really seeing any tri-star events coming in that could help the market really push around. We see how today's tri-star events didn't really move the market at all. Initial jobless claims, continuous jobless claims, PPI, and all that other fun stuff didn't really move the market at 8:30 at all, but they did manage to move the market at 9:30. So maybe a little bit of a delayed impulse over there on the market. And that's what we could possibly see tomorrow too, as people will just wait for the big money to start making the moves on the so-called triple witching or what used to be called quad witching day on the stock. FSR pumping 40% after hours. Yeah, but it's also going to pump its way to freaking bankruptcy. So who freaking cares about that stock? Who cares about FSR? What? Garbage company, garbage cars, no one cares. Going to bankruptcy, and it belongs in there. What's up with this? That's Trash Panda Pete. Oh, man. What's up, Trash Panda? Solana pumping, I read that already. First show I'm watching, stock analysis 9 out of 10. Picking up the girls 5 out of 10. Good night, guys. Hold up, I'm still here. Coming back. I'm coming back. That hurt my feelings, dude. All right, coming back to the market though, we're watching what happens tomorrow with the whole options expiry wildness. So maybe you want to keep like some sort of a trade tick. You know what? This part of the show is sponsored by Trade Ideas. Go check out Trade Ideas in the link below in the description. Make sure you use the code PRAD15 to get 15% off. Don't make that mistake. Don't have to pay the full price. You can get 15% off by using code PRAD15. But this is what I'm trying to talk. You can set up some sort of an alert using all these amazing tools over here, such as Trade Ideas and fun stuff. Come on. Load up. There you go. Finally loaded up. Click on new. Go to alert window. How do I set up like a alert, like a really good alert going off of like a crazy volume? So let's go find a good alert for ourselves. No, I don't really care about pullbacks and all that. I want more like a tick rate, something that's like if a stock is moving crazily with big amount of volume coming in. Oh, there you go, something like that. Strong, high relative volume coming in, strong volume ratio, 1 minute volume spike or something. So big alerts. Hello? Okay, we kind of froze there. My computer is dying on me. Thank you very much. Big alerts over there. I like those alerts. Those are pretty good. 5-minute consolidation breakout. These are more like a channel breakout that you can set up alerts for. We don't really need that for what I'm talking about right now. But I'm showing you an example of all the type of alerts you can set up on this amazing software called Trade Ideas. You can even set up patterns, double bottom, double top, rectangle top, and all those alerts, and the stock will alert you when those trades show up, right? It's pretty easy. You guys get the idea of that part. Let's continue to scroll here, see if we can find something more. 10-minute MACD crossovers and all that fun stuff. That's not what I'm looking for yet. And all these ones are not what we're looking for. Okay, heartbeat. Is heartbeat the one maybe I want? Maybe not. Maybe the one I wanted was up here. Where was that 1 minute? Oh, here we go. 1 minute volume spike. Unusual number of prints. Ooh, maybe that's what I want. Okay. Unusual number of prints. Add. Window specific filters. I want the stock to be at least 2R wall. Volume today, delete. Volume 1 minute, delete. Volume 5 minute, delete. I want price to be at least $1. Volume today, percentage, delete. Add more. And I want to see average 10-day volume to be at the very least 1 million. Let's set it at 1 million. Let's set this one for now at 250. We don't need to. We don't need to do that. Okay. We do that. Okay. Unusual number of prints where the stock is at least $1 or higher, where the stock is doing daily volume of at least 1 million shares per day, and that's on the 10-day scale, and the stock where the volume R-vol, relative volume, is at least 2 or higher. So let's go do that. And we should start getting a bunch of stocks over here. Hey, 8 p.m. in the after hours. History today, please. And there we go. Here we start getting alerts on a bunch of stocks that are actually bringing unusual volume, unusual number of prints. And we will be able to click on them, pull them up right off the bat, and start looking for maybe some trades over there. So this is the type of alerts that you can kind of create. And I think having this type of alert tomorrow for the market will help you actually find those crazy stocks that are bringing in extra amount of RVOL and are moving around radically because of the whole rebalance craziness. So I'm going to use this one quite a bit. If I find any good levels off of this scanner, I'm going to probably look for that trade. APM was the one I actually found off of my other scanner, and I traded that one over there. I'm going to actually show you guys also a couple other cool things that you can do on the software, like amazing back tests. So we're going to back test one of my strategies over here, and I'm going to show you amazing cool examples of how maybe giving some stock a little bit more risk is always worth it for you. Now I'm gonna limit this. This is an opening range 5-minute breakout strategy. I'm gonna limit the end time for this back test to 12:30 because honestly, after 12:30, is it still like an opening trade? It's not an opening trade. This is like an opening drive trade. You're looking for the first 5 minutes to play out, and you're taking the breakout of the first 5 minutes. So based on that, we're going to set it up to that part over there. The stock is going to exit at 4 o'clock if it doesn't meet our exit criteria, which we're going to set up over here. Enable profit target. We want the profit target to be 50% of the stock's ATR away from our entry price. If the stock goes 50% away to the north side, away from our ATR, we want to lock in our profits. And we're doing this because we're stepping our stop losses at 10% away from ATR. So if the stock goes 10% away from the ATR into the loss area for us, it should stop us out, and we should be done with that trade. That's it. Advanced, we can do none and use all columns. Summary, Oh no, I want all my days. Come on, give me all the days. So 10% of stop loss, 50%. Okay, perfect. Entry. And now let's run this back test. So anytime we find an alert that pops up on the stock, sorry, on the scanner, it's going to complete that as a trade idea, as a test idea, and it's going to run this back test over here, and you'll see how it's not really like a big setup over here, but it's a pretty decent setup that will give you amazing winners when they do show up, and when you lose, you don't lose as much over here, right? Take a look at that. You actually win on average 1.01 compared to on a loser, you lose on average 0.28. So this is what risk to reward is, what we were talking about on yesterday's stream. However, the win rate, sadly, only 21% win rate. You can tweak that win rate a little bit better by actually changing the results of this test of where you stop out. So let's turn off the profit target, move the stop to, let's say, 20% or 25%. Usually I like 20%, 25% of the day's ATR. So we'll do that, and then we'll do simulate buy. Do we still get to keep the old window? We do. Okay, awesome. So I'll leave this one for us over here just so we can compare the numbers. You can see how the win rate changes slightly, but the profit rate and the loss rate changes drastically, right? The win rate goes up almost 10 full percent for those of you who don't sit well with the fact that you're only winning 21% of your trades. Your risk to reward is what makes up for it. But over here, you open up your win rate, yes, but your average winner doesn't really go up enough to justify for that win rate. But your average loser goes up enough where the point where the win rate, you're kind of going, okay, am I really making that much extra money, or what's really going on at this point, right? So these numbers over here kind of come into play. Ignore the strategy return and projected annual return, because that one's kind of based on what number you put into this box. So if you put in 50,000, those numbers will change completely to something else. So just ignore those numbers over there. Overall, these are the numbers that matters, the win rate and the average winner to loss ratio. So just giving you an idea of all the power and the capabilities that you can use over here from Trade Ideas. Shout out to Trade Ideas. Use their code down below in the description, baby, and use Prad15 to get 15% off. Also go check out Trader Sync. They also sponsor the stream. We got a video to watch. Let's actually find out how big of a video this is. Hold up. Where is this video? I need to even go find this video first. There we go. How big is this? 9 minute? Awesome. We're gonna watch this video over here. This one is about liquidity trap setups by the channel. Why am I not subscribed to these guys? Okay, we're gonna watch these videos more and more often. If Investor Underground actually has a YouTube channel that I don't know about, we're gonna learn a lot of these videos. We're gonna watch a lot of these videos and learn a lot about these guys and how they trade, and hopefully improve by 1% every single day, baby. You know what to do. Solana pumping, what's up with it? We already read that. Quad witching tomorrow, I believe. Shenanigans. Yes, people call it triple witching now, but I won't give you shit about it. You know, I'm not like that. You know me. I love you. And yeah, quad witching is what I usually call it, but the triple witching is what it is. I tune in just for this video time. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing? So you're telling me that you don't like to hear me talk throughout the time and you know, talking about stonks and all that fun stuff. You only tune in to watch me react about another video. So you're basically telling me you come to watch the other video, not even me. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Bookmap. Thanks for the love, my friend. No, I'm joking. I'm just being a drama queen over here. I appreciate any time you show up and all the love you do, my boy. All right. Let's watch this video. Investors Underground. This is about more in the small cap setup, okay? This is more of a small cap setup. I actually traded APM today, so maybe I start off by talking about APM. Let's go to here, APM. Here's a stock that's absolutely going wild at the moment, and I traded it today. It was halting on me a little bit. I took the breakout through 8, and then it halted again, and it was doing some wild stuff. So I said, screw this trade. I'm done with it. I'm just going to take my profits and run, and eventually it flushed the downside. I think I did the right thing over there. But one of my buddies, Dallas, told me that this was actually a good good setup from this video exactly. So I'm gonna watch it, learn more about it, and then maybe we can, understand it for ourselves. To be think with Bookmap, you missed the telemarketer call priceless. Yes, that was pretty fun. That was fun. This dude's trying to be Asmongold. Who the hell's trying to be Asmongold? Me? Come on, dude. Don't do me like that. I'm better than Asmon. I'm joking. I love Asmon. All right, let's go watch this shit.
Underground. In today's video, I'm going to discuss liquidity traps. We'll take a look at what these are, the structure behind them, why they work, and how you can identify them in the future. A liquidity trap in its most simple form is a stock that had a big spike one day, it had a lot of volume come in, and then it's a stock that faded off for several days, the volume dried up, and then the volume comes back, the price comes back, and it breaks above the prior highs and has a squeeze out move. That's essentially what a liquidity trap setup
Britta's
is.
in the chat.
So
what's up, Britta? Thank you for the $3 super chat. That's a lovely cat. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
INAB, which I recently traded. This stock has been beaten down for months. The volume has been almost non-existent, and it's just been a slow bleed out for a long time until you had this big volume day right down here. And this is really the start or the defining characteristic of a liquidity trap beginning. You need to have a stock that has a very high and abnormally high.
Wait, guys, let me move my camera because you guys can't see his face. Where is my camera? Group. There we go. Unlock the group. And hello, what the hell? Why is that moving so goddamn slow? Okay, I'm just gonna move it with my mouse. Screw it. Move it with my mouse. Move it with my mouse. We'll leave it in that corner. Leave it in that corner. And we're back, baby. We're back, baby.
Volume day. Sometimes this is the highest volume day of the year or of the last several months, or sometimes it's the highest volume day that it's ever had. So we're looking for outlier volume on a stock. Now, to accompany that, we want a stock that has had a big run up. So sometimes these spike 50%, 100%, 200%. The percentage amounts vary, but they all have one thing in common, and that is that they have big volume and a big spike. And that's kind of what sets off the liquidity trap to start, or at least potentially sets it off, because we need to see a few other things come together before we can call this a true liquidity trap. So here's a closer look at that big volume day for INAB. This was a big spike for the stock, big volume day, and then it was followed by consolidation and the volume dropping dramatically.
Why is this guy's mouse lagging?
A characteristic
Holy
of
shit.
liquidity traps is after that
Hopefully
first
he doesn't
volume
trade
day,
like that.
you'll often see the volume drop by about 90% over the following days. This could be over 1, 2, 3, or 5 days. So you'll see the volume go from 20 million, and then it might go to 2 million, and then it might even go to a couple 100,000, which we'll see what happened on the next day. So here's a closer look at the INAB chart. So you can see this is that first day when it really ramped up. It had that big liquidity, and then it's consolidated and the volume dropped off. Now, the key defining characteristic of a liquidity trap is the liquidity. So take a look at the volume here. That was that 20 million share day, and then it's followed by minimal volume. So what happens is that you'll have on this first day, you'll have a lot of longs
the after hour though,
and you'll have a lot
but
of shorts.
But it did have no volume over here,
so it's very crowded.
And no
There's
volume
lots
over
of
here compared to what it did over here. But you highlighted in the after hours. I guess this was a... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He's counting this whole after hour volume. He's counting this whole intraday volume and the lack of after hour volume and the lack of intraday volume. Okay,
size
I like it.
Based on that liquidity. So if there's 20 million shares being traded, if someone wants to take a short position of 50,000 shares or 100,000 shares, they can do that and they can move in and out of the stock relatively easily. However, over the next couple of days on this fade off, once that volume drops off, they no longer have that ability to get out without moving the price. And so if you have shorts that are still in this stock, as it fades off, they might feel comfortable, but the volume is also dropping off. And so that's why you have a liquidity trap situation possibly forming, because you had a big volume day, you had lots of longs and shorts in the stock, then you have a slow trickle down of the price, and you have the liquidity dry up. And so now we come to the key day where a liquidity trap could potentially play out, and this is when it would get on our radar.
Okay.
So you can see on this day, the price started to tick up a little bit. I call this tension in the tape. And so what that means is that if there's shorts that are still in here from a couple of days ago, they probably don't want to keep hanging on to it as long as the price is just going sideways. So they might start to cover, or they might get some buy-ins from the broker. They might be forced to start covering. And so what happens is that you'll see this volume start to come back a little bit. And if that pushes the price up with that lower volume up to the highs, then you'll see the cover come in. So everyone who was short in this stock has an average somewhere in this range. And as it gets past that, that's when shorts will start to drop out, they'll cut out, and they'll start to cover their short position.
Makes sense.
So one strategy for trading these is to wait for a stock to have a big move, a couple of days of consolidation, and really wait for that volume to come back in, for there to be tension in the tape, and then for it to move towards the highs of the first volume day. So the price right here was about 190. And as you can see on this day, towards the end of the day, the volume was ticking up, the price was ticking up. And once we got close to those highs, that's when it triggered and that big cover came in.
Okay.
And so all those people who were short, and they might have had 50,000 share short positions, 20,000 share, 100,000 share, they are no longer being patient with their covering. They're saying, this is going the wrong way, I need to get out. And so they all cover at once. And then you might have 1 million shares or 2 million shares come in, and that is the cover. And so that's kind of when most of the time liquidity traps will end, is when you have that short cover, that squeeze happen. That was the volume. That was the reason why it spiked. And so after that cover comes in and you see that volume drop off again, that's usually a sign that that liquidity trap has played out. So you had the big volume day here, you had the spike, and then you had several days of consolidation, and the volume dropped off. Then you saw tension in the tape. It started to tick above VWAP. You started to see the volume come back in. And as it approached the first day highs, that's when you really start to get that panic cover. And so this will
be
depend
nice if
on
you showed
the
the
particular
tape.
stock. But what I've noticed is that a lot of times,
but this is more specific to, obviously, you got to keep in mind, this is way more specific to like small cap. These guys trade small cap stocks. They're very like small cap stocks. So this is a very specific to small cap. You can't take this whole idea over here and trade it to the key with like large caps, Microsofts and Metas and so on. Maybe sometimes you can if you have the bigger picture, because it's the same market structure. But like people who are trading Microsoft and Meta, they're grandfathered into the stock, right? They're not really worried about getting stopped out on their longs until it goes to like $200 probably. So those are the changes over there when it comes to like those big cap stocks compared to small caps. Like whoever's long in this area, their stop is probably $1. If the stock breaks $1, all these longs are wrong and all the shorts are right, and we're flushing. And the same thing vice versa. Whoever's short, $1.50, $1.60, or even $1.30, their stops are probably at the high over here or at the high over here. And when these stops get burnt out, they are wrong, and the longs end up winning at that point, and then they start covering for profits and so on. So it makes a little bit more sense on a stock that's in play. And if the stock is actually a small cap, small float, low float stock, trying to do this on like big cap stocks is different. But that's why we are here. We're here to learn about small caps, so it makes a little bit more sense what he's talking about. But I would like to see the tape. Let's see what the chat's talking about over here. Chat's been saying, right at the Brita $2 super chat, I will replay it all weekend. What are you going to replay all weekend? I'm confused. Oh, the telemarketer call, right. This dude's, I will be replaying all weekend. Bye, Felicia. All right, get out of here, Lucas, you loser. He's going to probably go play freaking Escape from Tarkov. 2 fun facts. Roku got hacked and their new Star Wars online game started, but then crashed. They have a Star Wars game? Bro, Roku's not part of Disney, is it? What? Disney owns Star Wars, if I remember correctly. They own Lucasfilms. Did they partner with the Roku or something? Anyways, I've been crypto degening, says Britta. Britta says, Prad, when you're not busy, I like your opinion on MSTR. I can leverage the momentum of Bitcoin with it. Oh my God, Britta. You want to be careful with doing all that crazy stuff. I'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, you want to be a little crazy. I feel like watching crypto candles making me sharper. Ooh, I like what you're thinking over there. You know, as long as it's making you better, why not? I'm not sure about this one. Volume was drying up. I'm guessing you're talking about this. Not sure about this little long. The volume was drying up. I guess I can agree with you. I mean, that volume over there intraday is not anything. So how do you actually get alerted? I guess you set an alert on the break of 160, or you set an alert on the break of 190. You get long through $2 and you're out by 250, right? Your stop is 10 cents and your risk is 40 cents, or so your risk is 10 cents and your profit is 40 cents, 50 cents. You set the alert at 190, you take the long through $2 and your stop is right here. You get a nice little 4-hour trade. What more do you need sometimes? That's all you need. So you take 1,000 shares, give it that $10 risk. So sorry, 10-cent risk, and you get 40 cents out of it. You're quickly in and out, Mr. Hit and Run, baby. And you're just taking that money and running with it. You're banking on these stops, burning out and closing their positions, giving you that oomph, that juice to the north side. So I don't think you would be watching this stock like a hawk every single day, just like, I'm gonna cash this move. I'm gonna cash this move. I think you would set an alert at a price, and then you would catch that move. He gets it, says TH. Yeah, I like this guy. He explains it pretty well. He's pretty calm, patient with his explanation. This guy's sick. Liquidity could be there, but the chart will not show this. We need to see the level 2. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, I need to see the liquidity, the level 2 for it. It would help more as to what he was exactly explaining. Can't really see the explanation that well over here. And the stops will be, and the stocks will come to liquidity to fuel the price action. There you go. No, not Roku, Disney. Disney. You said Roku, motherfucker. I'm joking. I love you. Yes, but we have OPEX week. What is that? What is OPEX week?
30% to 50% from the
What the hell is
highs
OPEX
down
week?
to the consolidation period.
Is that something for
And
futures?
so once it starts to tick back up and once it triggers, many times you'll get a symmetrical move of 30 to 50% up here. And so I traded this stock. Nate put it on my radar, and as it was coming into the end of the day, I noticed the pattern. I knew it was a liquidity trap.
Triple witching, options expiry. Yes, I've been talking about that. I just know what I've never heard anyone call it OPEX week. Sorry.
And as it squeezed, I was looking at the volume
and futures roll. Yeah, futures contracts.
I saw
roll over to the new letter.
I exited around 235. And so from 192 to 235.
Hey, there you go. I just said that. You take that long from here till there.
22% gain in about 3 to 5 minutes. So these are really powerful concepts and powerful moves in a short period of time if you know what to look for. Of course, there are nuances with this kind of setup, and it can depend on the market conditions. It can depend on the size of the company. What I've noticed is that a lot of times these stocks are sub 100 million market cap when they really have these great liquidity moves, but I've seen it all the way up to several $100 million market caps. But usually you don't see this in very large cap stocks or even stocks that are over
I said that earlier. Now he's just repeating it. I said it first, buddy.
These stocks, the smaller ones, you'll have a lot of float rotation. And so a lot of times the entire value of the company is traded in that first day. And so you have a lot of new people in here, and that's when you want to get those shorts that are in there. They're comfortable, the volume drops off, then it ticks back up, it triggers here, has a symmetrical move, and it's not always going to be exactly symmetrical. So you want to make sure that as it's working, that you're moving up your stop or you're scaling out, or at least that's how I trade it. Again, these are not buy or sell recommendations. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just educational trade setups for your information.
Disclaimer time.
Just to recap, a liquidity trap is a stock that has a big spike, a big volume day, and then the stock comes down, it consolidates. It usually drops 30 to 50%. The volume drops by usually 90%. It might go from 20 million volume from that one day to 2 million. And then maybe to
take notes, guys. This is good info, actually.
Consolidate for a few days, and then the volume.
Did you see 3K lots on ES today? I did. That was insane. That level on ES. I watched. I looked at the Think with Bookmap stream, and I saw that level. It was nuts.
Are caught in a
that was a monster level. I even called it out to my floor. I said, guys, look at the Think with Bookmap stream. There's some big sellers on ES. My God.
So I hope that this has been useful for you, and I hope that you check out Investors Underground, where where you have a lot of trading strategies and setups like this so that you can improve your own trading.
These
Thank
guys
you.
deserve the sub for sure. Go check them out. That was actually very, very useful. I mean, I want to trade small caps more. Small caps are where the fun is. So let's actually see if we can see what my buddy said. APM was a textbook liquidity, what the hell was that even video called? A liquidity trap, a LT trade, a liquidity trap trade. And today was exactly that. So let's take a look at it, right? We got the first day move. Let's kind of go to the 5-minute chart here. We got the first day move where everything was hyped up, big volume also, and then people taking that short positions. They think they're in the money. They think the stock is going to go back to the dollar or to zero, honestly, right? They're going to print on this. It trades sideways on low volume, trades sideways on low volume, trades sideways on low volume. People are happy, and then finally everyone who's short into these whole areas just get burnt, right? The stock starts popping over there, burns them, and then comes back down. Honestly, I don't really see that. I would say that right there. No, I guess people who are short here aren't really tested yet, right? People who are short here didn't really get tested. But I get the idea that they're talking about in the video. I'm just kind of thinking, how is there anything that actually correlates with what we just saw? I guess a little bit of it. I just don't see it. I'm gonna ask my friend who actually suggested me to watch this video today to tell me what he saw that kind of relates with that video. But that way I can learn, I can understand more. And that's the beauty of working at a prop firm or working with other traders. You know, that's the point of why we have a Discord server. We have a Discord so you guys can interact with each other, make creative conversations, you know, question each other's trade ideas, but like in a constructive way, right? You don't go, I think that's fucking stupid, you're retarded. Oh, no R words, right? You're absolutely stupid. You know, that thing doesn't make any sense. Blah blah blah. Don't do that kind of stuff. Talk to them in a way where, you know, what are you looking at? How are you seeing it? Can I learn from it? Here's what I see. If you can't converse in a nice way to each other, there's only good things that are going to come out with it. So come join our Discord server where we do exactly that every single day, going through a bunch of stocks, going through a bunch of levels. We have people from all across the trading sphere, the different trading levels, different trading instruments, trading futures, trading options, trading stocks. So whatever it is that you are involved in, you can find a partner for you to trade with and learn with, the same way I have my partners to do so in my company. And you know, trading is a very lonely job. It's a very lonely job, and we are thankful for amazing people with the Think with Bookmap and his stream. There's a great community on his chat. If you are a futures trader, I would urge you to go check out Think with Bookmap stream. Amazing conversations going on. And actually, I think I saw professional traders show up to that stream before, if I remember correctly. Like, I think I remember seeing Anne Mary Trades, who's actually a Benzinga Pro trader. She's a trader on their chat. I don't know how to pull up their chat. It actually shows up every single time. I'm looking at my screen here, I'll show you. It actually shows up every single time right here, the Benzinga Pro chat, where she calls out her trades on futures, she calls out her trades on options and all that crazy stuff over there. So yeah, I mean, I would urge you guys to go check out all the groups that I'm involved with, because they are absolutely amazing. They help me with my trading, and I 100% promise you they'll help you with your trading. Last but not least, guys, check out the links below in the description. I do tons of stuff. I got Cameo, I got Patreon, I got Twitter, TikTok. Well, not anymore for TikTok, Instagram, Discord. So go check out all my links if you want to stay more in touch with me and on all things TraderPrad. They're all down below. And last but not least, have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing weekend. I'll see you guys on Sunday, 6 p.m. if I'm not too drunk or too hungover. I'll keep you guys up to date on Twitter. But you know, See you guys Sunday, 6 p.m. and have a great long weekend. Thank you for coming in for the last hour and a half over here. It's been an absolute pleasure. This whole week has been monsters. Be careful tomorrow. Be a little bit careful. Make sure you always apply risk management, right? The job is to be a very, very risk averse and make sure you're applying risk management throughout your trades, because tomorrow will be a little crazy. It'll be a little crazy. Triple witching. OPEX week, options expiry week. I learned something new. OPEX week, options expiry week, triple witching, all that crazy stuff. Make sure you end green. I will see you guys on Sunday. Peace out. Good night. Adios.